Hello and welcome to this video focused on finding your breath. So often in our day-to-day we get lost up here and out here. It'd be wonderful if we actually got lost out here. Sort of mean more in the concrete jungle that might be where you live, or cities or towns, or just the busyness of your day-to-day. We've come into nature today, which is really beautiful and exquisite and awe-inspiring. I just went over and looked at a poppy and actually held it and looked closely at it, and the detail of nature just will forever astound me. It's wonderfully grounding. But for us today, we're going to come to a practice that will just quite literally help you to find your breath again. Because of course we breathe day to day, moment to moment, second to second. But actually to tune in and find it can be at times more challenging, because we might feel it up or not really feel it at all, or it might feel stuck. So this practice will enable you to ground, to balance, to restore, but also a wonderful practice in learning to breathe and knowing how to find that resource at a moment's notice. So come to a comfortable seated position. I always come to a cross-legged position, but please do come to a seated position that's comfortable for you. And then just simply close the eyes. Just take a moment to give gratitude for this moment that you are giving yourself in nature, whether it be in reality or close by. And then if you are in nature, just take a moment to come and sit on the earth. And just take a few moments to ground. So I always talk about root to rise, the grounding down through the sit bones. And here you can do it so truly. You're quite literally grounding. So just allow your whole body to slump forward, so really slouchy. And then bring your awareness to your sit bones. Start to root downwards. Visualize roots extending down. Just like a tree would with water, with nutrients. Imagine those roots are drawing up energy. As it reaches your sit bones and starts to move up towards the body, just move with that energy. So feel it within your core, your pelvic floor. And then just slowly feel yourself start to rise a little. Not so that you're hovering off the ground, not so that you're levitating, so that your upper body starts to feel lighter and more active. Your chest lifts and opens. Your jaw loosens. Your whole face feels lighter, the tension releasing. And you come to your breath and take a as deep as you can inhale in through your nose, feeling your breath expanding outwards and upwards rather than drawing in, which can be our inclination when someone says to deep breathe. And then exhale fully out through the mouth. Inhale, lift your shoulders up to your ears and drop down. Inhale once again. One final time. Flicker your eyes open. Give your arms a bit of a shake. Just extend your legs outwards, give them a bit of a shake. Just gently tap up and down. Just gonna get everything moving a little bit before we come back to our breath, which will make it easier. Back to a seated position. Rest your fingertips onto the ground beside you. Inhale, the arms up, interlace the hands, extend the palms, relax the shoulders, and extend over, just stretching out your intercostals. Come back, center, inhale up and over. Just giving ourselves more chance to feel the expansive nature of the chest. One final time, the other side. And then release. Inhale the arms up, exhale, hands through prayer. Bring your right hand across your left thigh, left hand to the middle part of the mat behind you. Inhale and exhale, twist through the thoracic. Keeping your neck relaxed, just focusing on the middle part of the chest. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And come back to center, twist onto the other side. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, and on the exhale, just twist a little more deeply. One final time, inhale and exhale. And come back to the center and close the eyes. Just take a moment just to tune in to the sounds around you. You might be able to hear the birds and the leaves here. You can capture that, really extend those senses outwards. There might be sounds closer to home. And if you're not able to be in nature, use your imagination and go to a place of nature that you know. Really focus in on one of the senses. Either really imagine touching, smelling, looking, zooming in on your visualized sight. And just allow yourself to be bathed in the visualization of nature or the nature that you're sat in. And then gently turn your focus to your breath. And just simply notice the breath to begin with. Notice how it feels for you in this moment. Whether that's a bit abstract and means nothing, or whether it feels quite free or stuck or heavy or trapped. And then notice where you're sensing the breath. Whether it be in the chest or high up, low down, in the throat, around the nostrils, in the mouth. then just start to notice the transition from your inhale to your exhale and your exhale to your inhale. The natural peak, the rise of the breath. And then that wonderful sensation as it goes over the peak and drops down. And really just zone in, laser beam focus onto your breath. If your thoughts come and grab, just touch and go. Come back to your breath and come back to your senses. So it's that coming together of the outside and the inside that support one another to come more to a place of being, holistic being, that sense of felt being. We're so often disconnected from below the neck. And then once we tune into the breath, our senses, we start to notice what I sometimes notice if I really zoom into the breath and then my senses, as I start to feel almost like it's a sensation. So if I imagine my hand, and try doing this, just bring your attention to your hand, one of your hands. I notice almost like an energy, it's a something around the hand. It just feels, I know that the hand is alive. That might seem a bit abstract. But in no way, when you draw your attention to a part of the body, does it feel lifeless. That might be easier to draw your attention to that. You couldn't describe it as lifeless because there is a undeniable buzzing, somethingness, energy, the subtle layers of our body that we are feeling, both the subtle layers and also the energy that we are within. So space, in inverted brackets, the space around us. So tuning into our physical, our subtle, the space around us, our senses, alongside our ever constant breath, just helps to draw us down, ground us, and just take us out of the buzz, the noise. So now I want you to visualize a bright light in the center of your chest, which is a visualization that I do quite often, so you may have come across it before if you've done other videos. But the two visualizations that I love are visualizing a bright light, and as you inhale, the light gets brighter, and as you exhale, the beams of light extend outwards. Really helps to enable you to feel more expansion within the chest, and also to release the constraints of the form of the body. So actually now to release the physical, having zoomed in on it, to release it so that the breath is freer. And I find those two really transformational in my own practice. And just gently nudge the breath to an even inhale and exhale. And what that is doing is it's helping to balance out the nervous system and give you a focus, overrides the chitter chatter, brings you back into the present, allows the body to come into a place where it can recover and heal better. That constancy, that just very simple inhale and exhale, equal inhale and exhale. It's very soothing, it's very comforting, it's meditative in quality. If you do this for a while, you may find it's almost quite transcending, sort of become lighter. It's why it's the bridge between the asanas, the postures, and meditation, samadhi, a place of quiet, a place of oneness ultimately, because you feel more aligned with, when I hear the wind through the trees, when I just focus on my breath and it becomes expansive but lighter, and I release the form of the body, it almost feels as though my breath and that breeze is one. And again, just bring your focus back to the pause, the micro pause at the end of the inhale and the exhale, and just slightly extend that. Floating over the peak, just momentarily pausing and noticing. And then gently bring the fingertips of one hand onto your diaphragm. Just encourage the breath down through the chest to a deeper, more diaphragmatic breath. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly. Visualize the breath expanding from the diaphragm all the way round, extending towards the spine. A slow, deep, expansive breath that can also be light. So it doesn't need to be a heave-ho. You can do a lot with a little, as I always say. And the reference of the fingertips will really help to guide the breath. And then just slowly start to elongate the exhale. Deep diaphragmatic breath. It soothes, it calms the nervous system. tones the magical vagus nerve, which helps to create this wonderful positive biofeedback loop from body to mind, mind to body. Does a really good job of oxygenating the body. The most efficient gas exchange takes place deep down in the chest. Massages the organs of the core. All that with the beautiful simplicity of the breath. On the next breath, release the hand. Just bring your hands back onto your knees. Come back to a natural breath. And just take a moment, a pause to notice and observe. Notice and observe how you feel, how the breath feels. And as we draw this practice to a close, bring your hands into prayer at heart center. Come to one last expansive breath. Exhale out through the mouth. Bring your thumbs to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows. Namaste. So there you go. A practice to come back to any time you need. Practice that I hope has left you feeling at peace, or a little bit more at peace. A little restored, rested, and connected to the breath. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.